1 in 4 diabetics cuts back on their insulin because of cost.
The price of insulin has more than tripled.
Insulin prices in the U.S. have more than doubled in recent years.
Rising insulin prices have people with diabetes concerned.
For diabetics struggling to afford the rising cost of insulin.
26-year-olds are not supposed to die because they don't have insulin.
Many diabetics are in danger.
Diabetes, it kind of sounds like dying.
Access to insulin means life or death for millions of type 1 diabetics.
$2,500 a month.
Paying hundreds of dollars for their family members' life-saving medication.
People are really in mortal danger at times because of this.
Type 1 diabetes is what they call an autoimmune disorder. So your body, or a type 1 diabetic's body, attacks the normal process of the pancreas. So the pancreas produces insulin, which is like a key for the cells to use glucose, which is the main source of energy. In a type 1 diabetic, the insulin that it produces, the body actually attacks it and kills it. And to a point where the pancreas just stops producing the insulin that's needed. Therefore, you have an abundance of glucose going around in your body that has no way to get into the cells. So what a type 1 diabetic has to do is take insulin every day for the rest of their life. Diabetes is a never-ending job for the diabetic. It is something that they continue to have to work on every single day. It consumes a large amount of their life. Everything that they do is based on what their blood sugar is. How much insulin are they going to take? If I'm going to exercise, I need to know, if in case my blood sugar drops, I need to know what my blood sugar is. If I'm going to eat something, if I'm going to go to bed, I need to make sure that I have enough insulin on board that it doesn't drop in the middle of the nighttime. There's a few companies that make it, and it is at such an extraordinarily high marked up price that it is not affordable if somebody does not have insurance. And even if they do have insurance, their co-pays for it can be outrageous. And I think it's interesting to think back to 100 years ago, roughly 100 years ago, when they first produced insulin. Before that, type 1 diabetes was a death sentence. People would die from it because they didn't have the artificial insulin to inject themselves with. And I remember seeing something about the two gentlemen who created it. And they were so, it was so out of this world that they found a way to help these people that were otherwise going to die. And they didn't want to make money off of it. And they sold it to, they got a patent for it for $1. I think the thought of somebody not having insulin and dying, and it does happen, is it's just unimaginable. And the thought that big pharma companies are making money off of this, an extraordinary amount of money, is sickening. The thought that my child would ever have to ration out their insulin is very upsetting. And I think that's one of the things that upsets me, is I don't know if people understand really about type 1 diabetes, that this is something that they have to have every single day or they will die from it. I think the most difficult thing as a mom of somebody who's diabetic to think about is the fact that this will never get better. That this is something that they have to deal with every day, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for the rest of their life. The thought that it's never going to get better for my child is disheartening and scary.